Hello and welcome. My name is Calliope and I'm going to be your massage therapist today. How are you feeling today? Okay, so a little sore, a little tender. Okay. Where are you feeling that? Okay, so a little bit around the neck area, some in the shoulder. Is it more in the neck or more in the shoulder? Okay, more so in the shoulder. Right. And anywhere else? Okay, so a bit in the jaw as well. Do you have a habit of clenching your teeth? Whether it's due to stress or perhaps you grind your teeth at night? Okay, yeah, that usually is a pretty big contributor to TMJ, as this joint is known right here, the temporomandibular joint, pain. So I think you've come to the right place then. So what we're going to be doing today is some myofascial release. And I think in the case of your neck and your shoulders that maybe we'll employ a little bit of myofascial release as well as some craniosacral therapy, I think. So, do you know what myofascial release is? Okay, would you like a little bit of an explanation? Alright, so myofascial release is a massage modality, although it tends to run a little more into the medical sort of massage rather than just a relaxing sort of massage. So myofascial means myo, muscle, and fascial, which is fascia. And we don't talk about fascia a lot. We know about muscles, we know about bones, but the web that interconnects everything, our connective tissue, that would be our fascia. So fascia runs through your entire body, and it can get kind of stuck pretty easily. Oftentimes it's with injuries, sometimes it's just with poor posture or over repetitive movements, right? So our fascia connects our bones, our muscles, it runs through everything. It's everywhere, okay? So when you get these pains that often you feel might be like knots in your muscles, that's something that we can really treat with myofascial. And also with that TMJ pain, we can also work in with the muscles, with the fascia in that joint. So it's very versatile, and a lot of physical therapists will employ it. Some doctors will recommend it as well. It's more sought after as a medical treatment rather than just a nice relaxing massage. So the takeaway from that is that instead of just bringing general well-being and calming, we're going to be really looking to treat you. So that may mean that our massage is a little more, I don't want to say painful, because that's certainly possible, but it might be a little more uncomfortable. More so because we're looking to remedy this pain. And with myofascial release, we do that by really figuring out those trigger points, those knots in the muscles, those weak points that are real tender, real painful. And we're going to go in and use our fingertips, in this case with your jaw and your neck and shoulders, and we're going to be pressing in to those points, and just maybe very gently using a tiny bit of movement. But primarily we're going to be using pressure, and we're going to let the body let us know when it's ready to relax. So if we press in and it's real tight, we just hold on to that, which is where that discomfort, that pain may come in, and we're just going to let it soften as it will. And as it softens more and more, then I can back off a little bit and let it release on its own. So in the jaw, the way we're going to do the myofascial release is I'm actually going to put on some gloves and I'm going to go inside of your mouth and physically manipulate the jaw there. So you may feel my thumb on different parts of your cheek, and then my first finger will be right on the inside at that spot. So your muscles in the jaw are not, when they get tight, they might feel like this webbing between your fingers. It's going to feel real tight, real rigid without much give. And what it should feel like is more this pliable, sort of elastic feeling. And when it's real tight like that, we get headaches, we lose range of movement, and we get a lot of pain, a lot of stiffness. So what I'll be doing is just pressing into the different parts around your jaw and letting it very slowly relax. It might take a little bit of time just to push in to the muscles and let it relax, but I promise you it will feel a lot better when you're done. Okay? Having any questions so far? You're right, yeah, we haven't really talked about the neck and shoulder. So we're going to be also doing some of those same techniques, especially in the shoulders with that giant trapezius muscle that goes from our neck, our shoulders, and down. It's a big triangular shaped piece of muscle. And if we find any knots in there, then we can use our fingertips to really target that area and just wait for it to release. And with the craniosacral work, we're going to be using very light pressure. So about the pressure needed to hold a nickel, a very small coin, and we'll use that to just move around the head a bit and just feel around for any tension and see what we can do to release that. Okay? So how does that sound for you? Okay. So overall, this should not be a very painful massage. If we were going to do, like, say, your back or your legs, another type of, big muscle group rather than your neck and your shoulders here and your head, your jaw, we might use a lot more pressure with those other sides of myofascial, but this is going to be a lot easier to deal with, and I think you'll really find that you'll have a lot better flexibility and hopefully a lot less pain as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get you set up into a room next to this one. That's our treatment room, okay? And we'll get you laid on a table, and I will be behind you. You'll be laid down, and I'll be behind and out of sight, and then we'll work first on your jaw. That one tends to be the most uncomfortable, and then we'll work on your neck and your shoulders, and then at the end we'll probably just smooth everything down and do a very light massage at the end. We don't use any massage medium at all, just our fingertips. Okay? Alright, so I'm just going to get you into our massage room and then we will begin our treatment. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, are you all comfortable? Okay, that's very good. Is there anything that can make you more comfortable at all? Temperature of the room okay? You cozy enough? Okay, just let me know if you need to get up at all or if you need a drink, anything like that, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So, we're going to start with the jaw work of the myofascial release. So for that, I'm just going to put on a pair of gloves since I'll be working on the inside of your mouth. I'm just going to put these on. I'll only be wearing these for the duration of the jaw work part of the massage. Okay, so that's all ready to go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have you open your mouth for me. Okay, and I'm going to work one side and then the other. I won't do both at the same time. So just go ahead and open your mouth. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my finger just gently inside your mouth. And we'll start on, see, that would be my left, so your right side, okay? And I'm going to have you just close your mouth, close your jaw. Okay, and then I want you to relax. Relax your jaw, relax your mouth. Relax, okay? We'll get this all taken care of so that your jaw is a lot more loose and limp and not so tight, okay? Not so tense. So, I've got my finger inside of your mouth here, and I'm just going to start here at the upper part. Okay, upper part of the jaw. Can you feel that there? Yeah, just right where my thumb is on your cheek. And I'm just going to feel around here a little bit. Feel how tight the muscle is. Okay. So it's certainly very tense here. I can tell that pretty quickly here. So what we're gonna do is I'm just going to press into that muscle here and just do very small, slight circles here. And we're trying to get your jaw to relax naturally, okay? We're trying to let your body let us know when it's ready to relax. We're trying to let your muscles still have most of the control, and we're just guiding it to relax. We're guiding it to let go of that tension, okay? So slowly, bit by bit, I can feel your jaw just very slightly relax, just incrementally relax. We're just going to keep holding and just very gently just rubbing around here, trying to just allow that muscle to release. Okay. Alright, that's starting to go a little bit more. this starts to release, then I can work in on the rest of the jaw. It's a very slow process. It takes a little bit of time to let everything mellow out. But that's kind of the point of myofascial release, is that we're really letting your body just tell us when it's ready to let go. And we'll just work it from there. We're not trying to overwork it or overstimulate it. We're just allowing it to release. Okay, it's almost there. So I think just a little bit longer here. I'm going to add a little bit more circling here to allow that to release. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm just going to go down a little bit. You can feel my thumb and my finger right there. Good. And we're just going to feel around a little bit and see if there's any areas that are tight. Just very gently squeezing along here. Okay, just pressing, rolling my fingers a little, and just allowing that. Allowing your muscles to release. Okay. Pressing in. Is this pressure okay for you here? Okay. If you need me to back off at all, just let me know, okay? It's a very gentle work, but sometimes the pressure can feel a little strong, I know. Can feel a touch firm. Just want to make sure. Yeah, there's a tough spot right there, I think. Okay. So I'm just going to hold right here. Just add a touch of circling there. Get a good grip right there. And I just want that to release and make the muscle more pliable, more relaxed, loose, limp. I think we're almost there with that part right there. Okay, there we go. Very good. So I'm just going to check the rest of the jaw. See if there's any other tight spots. Okay, I think overall that's pretty good. Okay, so I think that side is finished. So I'm going to go ahead and take my fingers out of your mouth. So open your mouth for me. Okay, and just pulling out there. So, how does that side feel? Yeah, it's a touch sore. You will notice a little bit of soreness. That muscle was very, very tight, so it's going to take a little bit of time for it to go back to a normal feeling. So Yeah? Okay. I wasn't sure if you needed a minute to just, relax a little. Okay. Well, then I'll have you open your mouth again, and I'm just going to put my fingers in the left side of your jaw here. Very good. So, I'm just going to have you close your mouth there on my finger. Okay. Now relax your jaw for me as best as you can. Just relax the jaw. That allows us to get the best results and allows the muscle the greatest ability to loosen up. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working on that. So I'm going to put my fingers at the very top there. Okay, so we're just going to hold in here. And I think this jaw is your more tight jaw, to be honest. I think this one is a little more tense than the other. Yeah. Everybody has a side that they favor a little bit. I think this is yours. So I'm just going to hold my fingers in there and just do very, very soft circles. Very slow, very gentle movements to just let the muscles know that it's okay to relax. You don't have to be so tight and tense. We're here to take care of you. And it's okay to let go. It's okay to let go. It's okay to relax. We're here to let you relax. We're just working in to the jaw, and I'm just going to use a touch more pressure here to see if it responds a little better to that. So please let me know if it hurts, okay? Alright, how is that? Okay, I can let off a little bit, sure. There we go. How about that? Much better. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay. So, just going to keep very gently working in to that upper part of the jaw. And I can feel it start to loosen up. It's a little slow. But I think once we first start letting it relax, then it'll come fairly easily, I think. Okay. There we go. That feels a little better there. So I'm just going to try to get a little more movement in there. A little more pressure, a little more. Really pressing in there. Okay. Alright, that feels like it's just about ready to go. So I'm just going to hold this for a few moments more. Okay. I think that's good. So let's start checking the rest of your jaw here. Oh, okay. Right off the bat, that's a tight spot. Okay. We're just going to very gently work with that. Work with the muscle, work with the I think that that's coming a little easier than the first part of your jaw, so that's good. Okay, so just keep working in to that muscle there. Just going to roll my fingers a little bit, very gently, very, very gently. Alright, so now I'll check the other part. So it's looking pretty loose, although, okay, so here at the bottom, that's another tight spot right there. So I'm just going to hook my finger in there and then just press down, press down, press down, press down. Wonderful. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to circle a little bit. Can you hear the rain? It's raining rather hard. You can hear the drops hit the roofs, hit the metal of the gutters, hit the sidewalk, the road. It's a very, very rainy day. Lots and lots of rain. But it is springtime. With spring comes a lot of rain. Okay, I'm feeling that give a little bit more, so just going to work a little more into the muscle. Okay, just working a little more. There we go. Okay. Alright, I think it's got just a little bit more to go. Just a little bit. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, so I'm just going to release that, and then I'm going to have you open your jaw. Okay, I'm going to pull my finger out. Alright, you can go ahead and relax your jaw, and I'm going to take off my gloves. Okay, so how was that? How does your jaw feel? Okay, so definitely a little looser. That's very good to hear. So it might be sore for just a little bit of time. I would say less than a day, certainly, while your jaw gets used to not being so tight and tense. Okay, so now I'd like to move on to the little bit of cranial work of the neck. Okay, does that sound okay to you? Alright, so again, we're not using any sort of massage medium. It's mostly about just finding and feeling any knots, any tight spots, any little bits of stuck muscle or fascia. So I'm just going to have you relax your back and your neck as best as you can. So you can just roll your shoulders back, okay, and really broaden the rib cage there. Very good. Okay, so I'm just going to start with kind of feeling around by the occiput and working around, working down, okay? So the occiput tends to be very tense for a lot of people. Primarily, I find that that might be due to the way we sleep, actually. Especially people who sleep on their backs, if maybe they're not using the right kind of pillow for how they sleep. or maybe it's old, or just something along that line. When they lay back, then that area right here, right at the base of the skull where the spinal cord meets the head, that place tends to get real tense. So using an anatomically correct pillow can help quite a bit. Making sure that your pillow isn't too firm but also not too soft is a good way to go as well. We don't really think about it, when we're sleeping, but sometimes we sleep in really weird positions, and that can really have a nasty effect on how we feel the next day and how our muscles respond the next day. So I'm just working down along here and kind of feeling around the neck. Do you find that you have a lot of tension in your neck? Well, I ask because I can feel a couple of harder areas. The muscle isn't as elastic. It's not quite a knot yet, but it's certainly an area of a harder sort of fascia and muscle. So it feels like your body is trying to stabilize itself right there. So that could be due to sleeping position again, could be due to posture issues. There's a whole lot of things that it could be there, but I can work here by just targeting that area with my fingertips using very light pressure. So with craniosacral work, myofascial work, you're using a very small amount of pressure. Craniosacral, you use about the pressure that would take to hold up a nickel's worth of pressure. So very small coin, very small weight. And we're just feeling around, pressing in, rolling that a little bit. Just allowing the muscle to relax, allowing it to melt around my finger. Allowing it to relax at its own pace. Okay, we're just going to keep working that muscle a little bit. That area is giving pretty easily. As I said before, it wasn't quite a knot, but it certainly was tight, very tense. So I'm just going to press in a little bit longer there. And then we're going to let it go. Okay, now I'm just going to scout along the neck some more. Just feel for any tough spots, any areas of stuck tissue. Okay, so let's go ahead and feel along the shoulders here. Okay, and that's already, I can feel a lot more tension there. So that could be due to holding your shoulders up too high, not relaxing them down enough. Could be hunching over. So I'm just going to, let's start in this area right here. So I'm just going to begin by pressing into that area and very gently rubbing into it, just very softly, very slowly, almost like just wants the muscle to relax on its own. We're just targeting that trigger point and letting it ease, letting the tension go. Okay, I'm just going to press in a little deeper here. Just a very small amount. Okay. How is that feeling for you? Okay, that's all right. That's good. This part is usually not very painful at all, save for just the part where we're working on these trigger points. They can be a little tender, but working them out doesn't tend to be too much of an affair. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep pressing in a little bit. I can feel it almost start to give. Okay. Alright, I think that's the part where it gives. Feels much more relaxed. So now let's see. Let's work a little more along the shoulders. Just very gently feeling around in the muscle. Just being attuned to how the muscle works, how everything is fitting together, how the structure feels. Okay, I can feel that one right there. That's pretty deep in the trapezius muscle. Okay, so I'm just going to press into that, okay? Just pressing into that little trigger point there, that little knot. And I'm just going to press a little bit deeper, okay? Let me know if that's painful and I'll back off. Okay. Just want to go only as fast as your body will allow me to. Only letting it go as far as I can, as your body allows. Okay, so I'm just going to roll into that a little bit. That's going to be a little tougher, so I can feel that really deep within the tissue. It's definitely not a surface point, but rather pretty deep. Okay, how is that feeling for you? Okay, it's tender. Yeah, that's gonna be the pain with a superficial knot. Almost tends to be a little more pointed rather than a deep knot, which tends to radiate a little bit more. It might feel a little duller, but you feel it over a larger area, if that makes sense. It's not as close to nerve endings, so it feels much more widespread. It's harder to pinpoint. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll into this point. Just allow your body to relax on its own, just with a little bit of assistance, this little bit of guidance. Little bit of guidance. Okay. Alright, I can feel that start to soften, so I'm going to back off a little bit here and just roll my fingers very gently. Small, tiny little movements here. And just let it do what it needs to do. Okay. That feeling okay? Okay, feels a little better. That's good. can feel that really releasing. Okay, so let's move on to the rest of your shoulders here, your neck and shoulders. Okay, so I'm not feeling so much of knots as I'm feeling a touch of stickiness. Feeling a little sticking. So I'm just going to be very gentle, and we're just going to do a general little massage. It's going to have a pretty light amount of pressure, but I just want to smooth that all out. Smooth it all out. Smooth that out. Okay. I'm just going to use my fingers to very gently slide along your muscles, feeling for any stuck points. Just giving your body a little bit of time to relax, to let it know that it's okay to release that tension. It's okay to let go of the stickiness, of that stuck feeling. Just working the muscles without pushing them too far, without overstimulating them. Just allowing them to go wherever they want to go. So, I think there's just a little bit. I think there's just one more little trigger point right here, and it doesn't feel too bad. It's almost like the first point where it's more just a stuck little cluster rather than a whole knot. I'm just going to press very gently into that point there. And then I think I'm gonna add a little bit more pressure. Is that okay for you? Okay, it's not too firm. It's good. And then we're just going to very gently roll my fingertip around that point and just let it, allow it to relax, to let go. We're going to allow it to release the tension. Allow it to relax. Allow it to let go. I'm going to let up on the pressure a little bit. Feels like it's softening a little, but I want to stay on this point until it's all the way released. Still feeling okay. Alright, it's not too tender. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, I think I'm gonna let up just a little bit more. Roll my fingers around just a little bit more. And then I think we can slowly back off there. Okay. So, to finish off, I just want to go ahead and just relax the muscles, massage it just a little bit with some stroking movements. Just relax the muscle. Release the tension. Allow the muscles to release. both sides. Just sort of feeling, letting my intuition tell me where you need the massage more, where it would benefit you most, how to allow you to relax even further, how to allow your muscles to loosen up the best that they can. I think we're coming very close to the close here. So when we're finished with our massage, you might feel a little sore, a little tender. So I would highly recommend drinking a lot of water and eating light meals. You may want to just rest the rest of the day. Take it easy and just be very conscientious of the positions that you put your body in. So trying to keep the best posture that you can and getting an adequate amount of sleep. Just doing what you can to keep your body relaxed and loose as long as you can. You may see that you have some increased flexibility and less general pain as well. But the results won't last forever, and you may want to think about coming back in perhaps a week or two if you'd like, so we can keep up those results and we can prevent further knots from forming and further tension from setting in. We'll just work as we've done here today and just allow your body to relax on its own terms when it wants to. Okay, so I'm just going to do a final few strokes here, and then we're going to let you just take a moment to gather your bearings again, and we'll have you just do a little, I don't want to say follow-up, but we'll chat a little bit about the massage afterwards before cutting you loose, okay? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull my hands off, and you're more than welcome to take some deep breaths, close your eyes for a minute, take a little stretch if that makes you feel better. Just give yourself a few moments to really just gather your bearings. And then when you're ready to, I'll have you sit up and we'll go back to our consultation room, okay? Alright, thank you so much. Hey there, how you feeling? Yeah, a little sore, but I hope you feel at least a bit better than when you first came in. Yeah, you should notice over the next few hours that a lot of that soreness dissipates. And if you'd like to, you can also take some non-prescription pain medicine as well, whether it's ibuprofen, acetaminophen, naproxen, whatever really trips your trigger. Yeah, and that'll really help with any inflammation and dial down that pain a little bit. Okay, so you look a little sleepy, so I think that I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up real quick so that you can get back to your day or get back to relaxing, okay? there absolutely anything else I can do for you before we part? Okay, that sounds great. So, if you would like to stay in this room for a little bit, you're more than welcome. It's booked out for the rest of the hour. And then you're more than welcome to come back for another session if you start to feel real stiff again, or if you'd like to just keep up on making sure that your muscles stay real loose and pliable, okay? I really hope you enjoyed this massage, and I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you so much. Goodbye now.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you want to, comment if you'd like to, and subscribe